it's going to be unstable. Of course. Alright, let's just see. It's just going to be unstable. Test, test, test. Okay. Alright. Okay. Okay. I know this already. Thank you so much. I appreciate you telling me. I know this already. Let's just see. Yeah, so anyway, I considered holding off until total darkness. I think that's when things will really start to crank up. But here's the interesting thing. A little bitty cell. What's it moving? 2 miles per hour maybe. Just north of Waco. Northwest of Waco actually. Actually went tornado warned a little while ago. So we've got this low sitting just out to the west. So you've got close proximity to that low. You've got, surface up, vorticity going on. And so, yeah, it's just a shame this stuff couldn't get going earlier in the day, but that atmosphere just couldn't recover from the complex of stuff, that MCS stuff that came through early. It also stayed cloudy for a while, for most of the day, and that didn't help matters either. So it's just going to be a late night show. It's going to be an overnight, probably up until daylight tomorrow, and maybe a little beyond daylight tomorrow. So I could be in for a long night. I could be in for a night that come about 2 a.m. I'll say, you know what, I'm done. But see, they're starting. There they go. There's one. And once I get rid of the trees, I can show you the one that actually had the tornado warning on it a few minutes ago. Okay, he's up there. That's him up there. See, that's not really, that's still kind of low topped actually. But I'll head out and see what happens. Most everything, I mean, let's just be honest, everything's going to be after dark anyway. Well after dark actually is what I'm thinking. So even if I go out here to the west-northwest, I may end up spending some time just sitting with my feet kicked up in a lawn chair just waiting. I've done that before. Or maybe I'll take a nap. And hey, why not? Why not put it on the stream today anyway? There's nothing else to do, right? Not a whole lot going on in the country. Of course, I hadn't checked the country too much, but not much going on, really. I think the bigger story is going to be down here overnight. This area I'm in is actually under a moderate risk for excessive rainfall. So, there's going to be some areas that are going to have to deal with some flooding issues. Obviously, the tornado threat is not take what you can get down closer to home. Besides, as I've already said numerous times in the month. So, you do what you can when you can. You stream a lot of boring content along the way. It's the way it is. Hey, I turned this on 5 minutes after I left my home. So if you ride along long enough, you will find that, hey, you're getting to do exactly what I'm doing. I get to do all the boring stuff before you get to any of the good stuff. Remember the term, wait for it, you gotta wait for it. And there's always no guarantees, right? See, we'll have, I think it's Friday at 10 a.m. There will be a big reveal of something for the National Storm Chaser Summit, which will be in Denver, Colorado next year, February. And the reveal is going to be who the keynote is going to be. And I think everybody will know who it is. I'm not going to say what, it's not me. So, friend of mine made a Facebook post earlier. It's got to be Bob. I'm like, yeah, right. No. I just said, I made a private comment to him. I just kind of said, you know what? See, even though I was doing this before most people that are out here these days were in diapers. No. Yep. So anyway, yeah, you'll have to, if you're planning to attend that thing, it's a good time. A lot of good, valuable information and teachings and lessons to be learned at that thing. And you get to meet a lot of people. I don't know the exact date. You'd have to look that up. I don't think tickets go on sale until next month, maybe, something like that. I'd have to look. I'm just on staff. That's the only reason I know some of this stuff. So I've been working that event for the last, what, 3 or 4 years. I had the radio turned on, making a little bit of noise, but not much. I don't think it was coming through anyway. I actually almost waited, and I was going to wait till like midnight. I was going to wait till like, oh, what happened? I don't know what happened there. I had a hiccup on something. But anyway, I started to wait till 12, till midnight or 1 a.m. before I even left. I figured, what the heck? Get on the road, at least while there's still some daylight. I remembered to set the autofocus off on the rear camera, but of course this here rear camera is fine now, but once it gets dark it's not any good. It's okay for lightning because it's really dark, so it picks up lightning pretty good, but that's another thing I'd like to work on to replace next year with something better or something additional. I may leave that one in place and have something else that is out external. We'll see. Here we go again. I got somebody running right up on my tail end here, as if I'm not going fast enough for them. But if they want to pass me, they can do it in a passing zone when it's clear, because I will move over to let you go if you want to go 85 miles per hour. That's fine. You go right ahead, but you're not going to do it until I let you do it. Once I cross this other hill, okay, I'll give you an opportunity to pass me. And if you don't do it, assuming that there's enough space to do it. Okay, all right, go past me now. Go ahead. Just make it quick, because I don't want to spend a lot of time on the shoulder here. Because guess what's on the shoulder? Yeah, guess what's... Oh, hold on. Guess what's on the shoulder? That's where all the debris lays. That's where you get crap stuck in your tires and whatnot. Ooh, and I know who this is that is going... Oh, they're not wanting to go quite as fast now. This is a commercial, what do you want to call them? Transportation company right there, called Halcon. And what they do, they pick up all these train engineers, personnel from the railroad, that move the trains and carry everything around the country. They pick those guys up and move them to, like from where they leave a train overnight or something. They pick the guys up and they take them to the hotel. Then they pick them up the next morning and they'll take them back to the train, or whatever the case may be. And that's what they do. And I happen to know that they're pretty much under strict regulations to not speed. Now, this guy's probably okay. I didn't like the fact that he was right up on me and forcing me to let him pass me. In a way, I didn't have to let him. I just did, because I'm a nice guy, right? So he gets up ahead of me. Now he wants to settle down. I'm going 71 miles per hour. He's pretty much keeping the same distance right now. He's at 71. Maybe he's watching the stream and thinks I'm going to turn him in. I know that's not true, but my gosh, you never know. It's like when I was up in Abilene the other night. The guy came up to, I don't know who, if anybody's here watching right now at all. I don't even know who's watching. I don't know if anybody's watching. I'll be honest, I hadn't even checked. It doesn't matter. But I'll tell the story anyway. I stopped at a store, and this guy in a black vehicle pulls this. I'm out of the storm chaser. I'm like, what's that? What's that? I don't know what that is. Yeah, so anyway, obviously what happens in real time with me right now, like if I say the word now, you're going to hear it about 15 seconds later. Sometimes a little longer, because I'm running it through. Watching the other night, you saw a guy get out in front of my camera. Yeah, go ahead. No big deal. That's kind of funny. Anyway, okay, so that's a flash flood warning on that cell that was tornado warned earlier right there, southwest of West Texas or north of Waco. I'm sure traffic is really slow going and will be slow going for a while up there on I-35. I'm not going all the way up there. I'm basically going northwest a few miles, and in all likelihood, maybe just hang out. I'm not going to go too far west unless necessary, but it's going to get dark. And these little cells, they're not impressive at all. Over in the distance there, you can see it. That's the one up there around Waco, Texas. See, that camera is pointing north right now. Yeah, it's pointing due north. See the tops up there? Yeah, not going up there. Not doing it. Don't need to. Don't want to. It's going to be bad enough with an outing that's going to be potentially 12 to 14 hours. I don't know if I can pull that off. It depends on, it depends on what starts happening later. What happens late overnight. I think still the worst of it's going to be after 2 a.m. In hindsight, I still keep telling myself there's something in the back of my mind that says, yeah, Bob, you should have just stayed at home. You should have just kind of taken little 15-minute power naps or something like that up until it was time to go. But I'm not gonna say I went against my better judgment. I made the decision. I'll live with it. And if I run out of gas physically at some point, that's fine. I'll call it a night. Matter of fact, this stream may not last that long, simply because I think there's just going to be a lull in things, and I don't think much is going to happen. And once again, I just brought the stream up because I kept postponing it all day long, changing the start time, just because I knew nothing was going to happen until much, much, much later into the overnight. And now, when I went to bed last night, there were definitely indications this would go, but the atmosphere just couldn't recover from the stuff this morning with the cloud cover. Couldn't build any instability or anything. So, yeah, nothing happened. No storms could form in that environment. So what might happen is this may end up being a 1-hour stream. If nothing, what time is it? Okay. Yeah, I always have failures right through there. And it doesn't matter if I'm on Starlink, it doesn't matter. I get failures. It's like right now, I'm getting failures. Once I get out of here, I think it'll be better. I'm going to wait for that to get stable again. At least if I'm showing green, I should be good. Yeah. So this may be a short stream tonight, or this evening. And maybe I'll shut it down after a while and just say, you know what, I'll just wait till something is going on and I'll create another one. I won't continue the same one, I will just create a new one. We'll go back into that night operations type thing. Like I did one the other night, was the night ops or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember. I've slept since then. It's pretty on right now. You know what I'm talking about. Just opened up real quick. I'm not, like I say, I don't see the chats very often. It's rare. Sometimes I do when I'm not busy. Like right now, I'm driving, I'm on a straightaway, there's no traffic around me. I'm totally good, so I can glance down, open this up and look down at it. So, hey Tony, hey Tim, hey Tank. See a comment from Lisa much earlier today, before anything even started. That's Lisa in Tennessee, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so what is up is not much. And I'm running also running right now, and I'll probably do so overnight as well, depending on, as I said, whether I shut this stream down and create a new one later when we get more activity. I don't know, but I'm running a low bit rate stream. I'm not running at my normal. I'm not running at my normal bit rate. I've cut it back by 25%, I guess. Yes, I've cut it back by 25%. And I think it's still good enough. At least looking at it on a phone right now, it's good enough. So, yeah, I'm just tooling along here. I have no real solid plan. I think everything's going to fire to my west and southwest later anyway. but it's going to be so much. It's going to be so many things pop up, supposedly. But I think, and let's see how long. Let's see, it's what time did I say was it? It's 8:43. Okay. Let's see. It may be 5 hours before we really get anything going. So unless something kind of starts to go here in the next hour, which is again doubtful. It's doubtful. We're going to start losing daytime heating, so we're not going to have that trigger to help either. But there would be no sense in me keeping a stream going for 4 or 5 hours when there's really nothing of interest at all. I mean, there's nothing of interest at all right now. Let me show you. Look at radar. You see anything interesting there? No, there's really nothing interesting. But look how slow. Look how super snail pace slow all of this activity is. Now, that's good when it comes to being positioning yourself for something. That's going to be bad when this really gets going later in terms of flooding potential. This thing can dump a lot of rain. They're going to sit over the same area for a very long, extended period of time. I'm going to go ahead and clean my window. I am going to get my fuel. I may even go in the store and get me a drink. So just sit tight and watch the very few customers go in and out of the Sefco store. I will be one of them. And Starlink is going to drop. So I'm under the cover. Starlink went south, and you knew that was going to happen. All right, let me get the fuel. And then I'll get me a drink. And after that, I don't know what. I don't know. We'll see. The joys of using, I should have used my own squeegee. Yeah, the joys of using a squeegee at a convenience store. You can tell them what kind of crap you'll have in it. I think it left a film on my windshield, so I cleaned the other side with my own. I didn't clean it well, but I cleaned it. Anything happen while I was gone? No. No. Did we expect anything to happen while I was gone? No. We did not. Yeah, I was sitting at home and I saw that tornado warning pop up. I'm like, what? Wait a minute. Okay. Oh, looking at it, had a little couplet, but nothing major. Didn't last that long. I'm just trying to. Okay, I would think that stuff to my west would start moving easterly more. Bear with me, I'm doing something here. All right. Yeah, definitely over there close to that low. Now that little cell up around Waco, north of Waco, it actually looks like it's intensified a bit. I'm not going anywhere right now. I am just going to kind of hang for a bit, and I just want to watch trends for a little while. So there's going to be nothing to see. A lot of truckers lined up over here. There's nowhere to just hang out over. Well, there is. Oh, what? I'll do this. I'm just going to do this. Just going to back up here and you can watch the sky darken. If I did a screen share, I could show you some of the things that I'm going to look at, but I don't have a setting. I don't have that set up to do screen share. Never have wanted to do screen share. Simply because sometimes there might be something that is not for other eyes. Nothing illegal, don't get me wrong. Nothing illegal. Yeah, that low is definitely sitting out there just around Mason area. It's got to be based on movement. I also was looking at satellite. Of course, once you get dark, you start losing your satellite views, but it was easy to find. Easy to find that low spinning out there. So it's going to be a while. If the rear camera's got any light to work with, it still will give you some view, but once it's dark, no good. And maybe that's something I need to play with, maybe even tonight before anything really happens. Maybe go ahead and change my exposures, change some levels on that rear camera for nighttime. Because trust me, if I set it up to work half decent at night, trust me, when it comes daytime and I switch to that camera and I see what it looks like, I'm like, oh yeah, I've got to undo those nighttime settings. One little tidbit here I can show you. This is right here at Round Rock, Texas. Let me go to radar. Let me show you this. You see that? Anybody watching want to comment on what you think that is? I'll open up chat. If you will comment, you have to be a subscriber to comment. It's not going to hurt you anything to subscribe. Just do it. Any guesses what that is? I'm going to leave it there because I'm going to try to find another one. There's another place that's somewhat notorious for that. Let me see what I find. Okay, it's not going to happen. Yeah, no, it's not happening down there. Yeah. Come on, where's the guesses? I don't see anything yet. I don't see any guesses. Nobody's gonna guess? Come on, any guess, any guess. I'll take anything. I'll take anything. I mean, you gotta admit it's cute. Nobody's gonna guess. Wow. Okay, Mr. Window, now you can look at the truck drivers again. See if I can find you something else. Yeah, there was a kind of a radar lesson in there, but if nobody's going to take a guess. The Starlink signal's not good right here for some reason. I don't think I'm being obstructed by anything. Maybe I'm obstructed by a light. Maybe. Well, even though nobody's going to take a guess, I'm going to show you another one. Okay, this one is up here to the north, I guess the northeast of San Antonio. Okay, nope, nope, nope. See, we're not going to see it over here now. Now I can see that out to the west a little bit better from San Antonio right now. That's the beginning of the event, basically. So we can go back to this one, and we can go back to that. There's the full frame, just watch. All of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. Okay, nobody's gonna guess. I don't know if I'm gonna tell you. Since you won't guess, I don't know if I'll tell you. Somebody's gotta know what this is. Wow. No guesses. Look, I know this is boring. That's why I probably won't keep the stream going very long. I may just, like I said earlier, I may just wait until such time we'll get the activity out to the west and southwest really start firing up and moving in this direction. Tell you what I will do. I'm going to go ahead and travel a little bit. I'm going to go west a little bit. Just because I can go to Rockdale, Texas, and I know I can sit over there at the Walmart or something. Yeah, this is kind of my favorite time of day. Oh, I forgot to fix this other thing. I should have done that while I was sitting there. Couldn't figure out why my GPS software was not even running the simulation. It should have been, and it wasn't. So did a new startup on the Wizard. Now I hear bugs hitting the windshield. No, there's that raindrops. Like raindrops. What's next? Finish. GPS is working. I should not need my maps because I'm not going off the beaten path, especially in the night. Some of the little farm to market highways and whatnot out here are I know most of them. I just need to be able to get to them just in case I need to look over. It's good because my mapping came up and I had it on night mode, so it's good it's on night mode. But now I've got the second computer, it's sitting there and it's showing me every possible farm to market road for the entire 100-mile circle of my location, so I know exactly which ones I might want to take futuristically. comments? No comments. Come on, be bored with me right now. At least comment or do something. Talk a little bit while I got a chance to actually look down every now and then. Well, not really look down. I just bring it up on my phone. I don't bring it up on a computer. I just bring it up on one of my phones. And it's just leaning up on the laptop, so I can just no different than me looking at the laptop. I can look over and see the phone in the left-hand corner. I came down this highway. This has probably been 10 or more years ago. I remember coming down this highway after an event similar to what we may be having overnight, with very slow moving cells, torrential rains and whatnot, and most of these low spots going along this highway. I mean, there was water over the road in so many places. I don't think we'll see that this time. Mainly because the ground is not dry, but you know, it's not fully saturated. But I think overnight there will be some issues with water getting maybe possibly over some roads in places, especially some of the smaller highways. Is chat working? I'm going to say this on chat. Don't be shy to make a comment. Uh-huh. The joy of being on the road. Oh, you know what, too? This next town up here that I'm coming to, for the last 20 years, and I am surprised that there's been no improvements, but as some of you may know, I've got 2 AT&T connections that tie into my bonded system with the Starlink and Verizon as well. And this town up here's AT&T service is horrible, and I don't know why. I don't understand why it is still as bad as it is. I don't know what the population of the city is. I'll check that. Actually, maybe I'll remember to check that as I drive in, but it's not small. The service is horrible. I just don't understand it. It's nighttime. I never have looked to see if there's any cell towers anywhere close to the town either. Never bothered to do that. Maybe I can look at some of those beacons flashing in the distance, not knowing full well if they are cell towers or something else. I don't know, but yeah, it's nuts that it's as bad as it is. Rockdale, Texas, cell service, AT&T, horrible. Ah, a comment. Erica, where in Colorado do you live? I mean, I love coming to Colorado. I've been up there, oh my gosh, I don't know, 50 times in the last few years. I don't come up there and chase very often. I do sometimes, but not every year. I hate it when I have a noisy cup in the vehicle. Oh, near Boulder. Okay. Well, I'll be in Denver in February. I can tell you that. You should get you. You should get you when they come on sale. You should get you a ticket if you enjoy. Come to the National Storm Chaser Summit. There's some big names that are there. I'm not one of them. Now, seriously, if you want to learn some things that you might not already know, and you know, there's people that have been around for doing this, you know, just quote, and I use the word loosely, chasing for 10 years and stuff, and they still got things they can learn. But there's some good presentations from some notable people. And it's a good time. Get to meet a lot of people and all that. So I always have a good time. Even though I'm pretty much working the event most of the time, I still have a good time. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, yeah, you should. You really should. I mean, I'd love to tell you who the keynote is, and it's probably going to do some meet and greet and all that good stuff. I'd love to tell you right now, but I can't. I'm not going to tell you that. I can't. I'm not going to. That will get announced on Friday at 10 a.m. Last I heard. I think Jennifer Watson will be our MC again this year. She's been doing the MC stuff for the last 3 years, I guess, or whatever. She always brings her twin sister, Kim. They are a hoot. Yeah, Gabe Garfield will also, and I could name a bunch of others, but I don't know exactly what the lineup is going to be. That's always a work in progress. Possibly of some of us maybe coming up earlier in the week next year, knowing that we have, let's see, I forgot what is it Friday, Saturday next year? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday? I can't remember. But we had and I kind of had decided, say, hey, you know, we ought to all go up a few days early and maybe go over and do some skiing for a couple days or something before the summit actually starts, before we have to go down and go to work. So we may end up doing that. I'll bring it up in our next operations meeting. See who might still want to do that. I have to rely on you, Erica, to get us some a real good deal on some discount lift tickets or something. God, those things have gone through the roof over the years. Well, I'm doing exactly what I said I was going to do. I'm going to come over here to the Walmart in Rockdale, Texas, and I am going to sit here a bit, and I'm going to do some checking on some things. A little bit of analysis, if you will. And figure out what I'm going to do. As I mentioned earlier, I may shut the stream off because there's nothing happening, and I may just do a new one later. I don't need anything from Walmart. Imagine that. Let's see a couple comments. I'll look down at the comments here in a minute too, as soon as I get parked here. Okay. All right. Yeah, Erica, actually, I think when we had it in Midwest City, Oklahoma, basically Oklahoma City, we had it there 2 years in a row. I think I'm going back 4 or 5 years. We actually had Daniel on, but we had to do it virtually because he's obviously not going to come all the way from Australia just for Summit. That's an expensive plane ticket. But yeah, we did that year. We haven't done it since. It's just not quite as effective, somebody doing a virtual thing, but okay. See, I'm looking at my AT&T things on the computer, and yeah, they're horrible. Told you it was bad in this town. And everything's set to priority, so yeah, it flaked out on me. Didn't realize that. Anyway. Oh yeah, thanks for dropping in there. Yeah, it flaked out on me. Didn't realize that. Anyway. Oh yeah, thanks for dropping in there. Man, my eyes must be. Hey, thank you for anything to show. And the other issue is that I can't keep this going because the dang services around here, even with Starlink, just are not. They're just not cutting it. Trying to see if I can get a maximum signal by moving a little bit. Everything. Like I said, AT&T is horrible out here. Yeah, I didn't even turn on my Verizon stuff. I'll turn it on later if I need it. I can deal with freezes, dropouts, and whatnot right now because nothing's happening. I hate when that happens when you've got some activity going on, but it's all good. So we're just actually sitting here chatting, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Yeah, nobody would comment on this little radar anomaly that I was showing earlier. Anybody want to comment on that? Anybody here now that wants to comment on what that is? Yeah, so now one of the reasons, and I know the reason Starlink is having a struggle, It's because I've got all of my bonded data. I've got everything set to priority. So when I have a loss of signal or a weak signal on one of the other connections, they're all one connection bonded into one. So if you have problems with the others, it doesn't so much compensate because it's still trying to pull and distribute that data from all four carriers into, or three carriers but four connections. It's all trying to get it all. Anyway. That's what happens. If I changed this to where Starlink was priority, and let's say I put like right now I've got two AT&Ts running. If I put both AT&Ts on secondary, then it would default to Starlink because it's primary. But it's not a good idea to do that out here on the roads because, if you've got Starlink as a primary and you get into heavy rain or something, you lose Starlink, and then all of a sudden you don't have hardly any service on anything else, you're going to have a problem. It's kind of hard to kind of put together and talk about. But anyway, that's kind of the reason it does that. Starlink's good. It's not fail safe. There's nothing that's fail safe. So it's better than last year. I mean, I didn't have Starlink last year. It's much better than last year. So my connectivity is one thing. I would like to be able to prioritize being able to keep the stream going, and I can make that better next year with a substantial investment into some more stuff. But I tell you, to me, a lot of times what's more important is that I'm getting the data on what the storms are doing, because if I don't know what that's doing and I can't see it on my radar and know what's going on, that could get me in trouble. So having that information is more important to me personally than keeping the stream going. But I also strive to keep that going. But that's just an investment, an even greater investment for next year, which I may or may not do. I don't know. So if I get quiet here for a bit, it's because I am looking over a few things. Oh, by the way, yes, it is bats. Yes. There's a few places like around Austin, Round Rock, which is north of Austin a little bit. You wouldn't know the difference when you went from Austin to Round Rock because it's just, it's it's a different city, but it's all one big thing. Down around San Antonio too. Yeah, you get those bats every evening. They start to leave their roost or nest or whatever you want to call it. A lot of times they're under bridges and things like that, and all of a sudden, it gets a certain time of day and boom, they're gone, and they just go out in all directions. It's kind of neat to see them flying away in person and then looking at it on radar. You say, okay, here's the anomaly on radar, and this is what the anomaly is, and you got these thousands of birds just taking off at the same time. Pretty cool. Okay, now back to what I was doing. Mhm. Okay. Okay. Mm. Yeah, I think this stuff is really going to start. Now, what I'm interested in, I think this is really going to start to crank off closer to maybe 11 p.m. No, No, closer to midnight, and possibly start to get more organization in it by 11 p.m. Central Time. Then by midnight, increase. Now, what interests me is what might start happening by 1 a.m. And that's stuff out in front moving straight north ahead of everything else. Those could be the storms that could get a little interesting. And overnight, it just turns into a huge, huge mass of stuff. It's pretty much been the trend all day, considering the lack of destabilization. Say it right, Bob. The lack of destabilization after the morning MCS and cloud cover hanging around totally disrupted the atmosphere, couldn't recover. Now this would be even, I think this would be even bigger if it was during the daytime. Now, I also want to look at, let's see, I just want to see what kind of vorticity I'm going to have possibly. Okay. Tell you what, I think there's going to be enough there that you could have a brief tornado out of some of these. Unfortunately, at night. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Hey, if I had some lightning to even have on the stream right now, at least I'd have a camera pointed at that, but I don't even have that. It's too far away. Which reminds me, let me bring up my lightning data and see if these things are putting down much lightning. Yeah, I'll show you here. Stuff out to my west, you see it. Boom, there's a fair amount of lightning with that. Okay. Okay, where is it? Where is it? I'll take my lightning off here in a second. Okay, why is that still on there? I did not. Okay, that was the Goes lightning mapper, and I can use this other one too. It's not showing quite as much, but that's okay. Let's see. I want to look at something else here. Stuff is so slow moving. That's why it's going to be a while. This is going to be a really, really slow system. Okay, looks like we've got some pretty good cape right here along I-35 to my west. See if I can get this one to populate. Lift indices. Somewhat of a match. Look at some shear vectors here real quick. 35 knots, 35 knots, 35, 30, 30, 30, 30, everything's 30. Yeah, everything is pretty consistent. 0 to 6 kilometer shear is pretty consistent at 30 to 35 knots across the entire region, with the exception of one area just to my west, which is only about, let's see, it's a 20 and there's a 25 knot right there too. That's okay. Let me see if I can pull up my 850 millibar relative humidities. Just to my west. Just to my west. Okay. No, I don't want to populate that one. Okay. Let's see, I already did that. Okay. Okay. I'm looking at things on two computers right now, so I'm just going to leave you on radar here because it's on the primary. There's nothing to see through the camera. Stuff out here to my west, right out here. This area here, that's what I got to keep an eye on for later. It's going to come here. It will be here. It's going to be a few hours before it happens, I think. I've got to adjust one thing in a minute. SWA, no. Status of radars are, okay, statuses are all good. Yep. There's starting to be a little more development out ahead to the southeast of that low. If you want to know where the low is, I'm going to see if I can do this. It may not be, hold on. One moment. Customs, looking for the right thing. Okay. I can't find what I'm looking for. I know there's nothing to comment about. I want to get to something on this radar image here in a minute. I'm just looking for something else first. Did I possibly take that off? I may have taken that option away. No, I didn't. Let me see if this will place this in the right spot. It is not. Trust me, there is not a high pressure area right there. There is not a high pressure area right there. Okay, so that's not going to really show you. So what I do want to zoom in here and show, all right, look to the bottom side of the reflectivity here, right above where it says live radar, pretty much, where that tail comes in. See everything, how it's going and it's turning back to the northeast, and you get farther east and it starts to turn back to the north. Okay, that low is right out back here to the west. It's back out here. That's why you've got that spin. And then you've got out here in front, center bottom screen, you're getting development out in front of this now. And this is all slowly but surely going to keep tracking eastward. So that's why later tonight we'll be getting the brunt of all this. Radar is probably going to look much different in a few hours. So anyway, that's, yeah. All right, I'm gonna get out and take care of one little adjustment real quick. All right, took care of that. So let's see. Yeah, I think it's going to be late, Erica. I was just taking a gander real quick at a last, let's see, what time is it? That would have been at 9 o'clock our time. Yeah, I was just taking a look at a cam solution just to kind of get an idea, and it's been pretty consistent all day long, so I pretty much believe in what it has to say. So I think it's going to be later. There we go. Yeah, it's going to be later before anything really gets going. I am not going to go too far west. I'm not going to go west of Interstate 35 here. There's no need for me to do that. There's going to be enough activity later on, and I don't want to get in there, you know, the metro area or anything of Austin or anything like that. Even though this stuff is slow moving, and if you get caught around in something, then, you know, you could have problems with road flood and crap like that. I don't want to deal with all that. But I think it's going to fill in a great amount. It's going on, well, it will be 10 o'clock here in 20 minutes. So, yeah, a couple of hours. Yeah, and so, you know, why should I really, honestly, why should I keep the stream going like this with just nothing, this boring content here, right, for 2 more hours or so before anything really cranks up? So I think maybe here in about 5 minutes, I might go ahead and shut this down, and I will just schedule a new broadcast for later. Of course, nobody here in the States probably wants to stay up and watch that anyway. I just wish this was a daytime event. But with it being right there, getting close to mid-June, whatever, you know, you just, whatever, it is what it is. I mean, let's be honest. What are we basically looking at? A 50-50 chance of something being during the daylight. It just didn't work out that way today. We knew this was going to be coming at night anyway, but the earlier stuff is what I was counting on during the day. Now, this could potentially extend into the daylight tomorrow. Now, whether I will have enough stamina to keep going that long, I don't know. I kind of doubt it. Actually, I seriously doubt it. I'm gonna, there's no sense in me burning up all my data here with nothing happening. I just turned it on because I had it scheduled. That's all. And what are we in? An hour? How long have I had it on? A little over an hour, maybe. So yeah, 8:45 my time. I mean 9:45 my time, Central Time. I'm going to shut this off, and I will schedule a new one. And I'll probably just put it for midnight, and it will have tomorrow's date on it, of course, because midnight, the date changes. Now, if I was going by Zulu time, we're already into tomorrow. In any case, I'll schedule a new one, and I will do it for midnight. Could start earlier, may start later. We'll see. Yeah, again, I'm doing low bit rates too. I'm not doing the regular. I'm doing low bit rates for this, just like I did yesterday when I was just cruising around with some little thunderstorms. Oh, watching one little storm right close. Well, I say close to home. An hour from home is close to home for me. And it did go severe, but I ran that yesterday at like 25% reduction in bit rate, and it seemed to be okay. So I'm not too concerned about it. I mean, I could try to push this stuff out at 1080. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. That could get expensive. I've done it. I've done it from home because I got really fast internet at home that I don't pay for. And I'm not stealing it. It's because I have land and the internet provider has equipment on my property, tower, all kind of stuff. So I'm hardwired right into the mainframe. So yeah, I could push out 1080 at home. I'm not going to try to do it mobile. Although I could, all connections are good, but nah, that just burns too much data. All right, well, let me go ahead and get this set up for end. And while I'm in there, I will create a new one for 2.5 hours from now. As soon as I can get this actually thing to load, come on, studio, do your thing, will ya? Okay, now it's loaded. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Okay. Okay. All right. If I can stay awake all night, I will have another stream coming up in 2.5 hours. So I know this is boring. Again, I just went ahead and did it because I had it scheduled. Just kind of give a maybe an overview of what to expect later. So who's that? Okay, good deal. Good deal. I just happened to see that pop up because I opened up my studio so I could end this. So yeah, I should be back. Again, just wanted to do an overview. Because I had it scheduled, so on and so forth. I'm repeating myself. I'm going to stop. I'm going to end it. Thanks for being bored along with me for the last hour and what? How long has it been on? I don't know. A little over an hour. Yeah, but thanks for riding along and thanks for being bored along with me. You've got the game plan. You got the overview. I'll catch you later. If you go to sleep, sleep well. If you come back, it'll be good to see you. Good night. Well, not good night. I'll see you later. Maybe.